Welcome to Friday Conversation. Today, our guest is Dr. Kevin Lau, Board Director of Make-A-Wish International. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for joining the show. You are a radiology expert and also have written extensively in local and overseas media. Today, I would like you to share with us your charity work, Make-A-Wish Hong Kong Foundation. So what is the mission and vision of the foundation, and what has it done to help children who are critically ill?
Thank you so much first to Dr. Ho, Henry, for your kind invitation to your show. It gives me great pleasure to share a passion of mine that I'm very, very passionate about and that's very close to my heart, which is Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish Hong Kong was actually founded over close to 25 years ago under our international foundation, and our international foundation is actually over 40 years old. The mission of both of Make-A-Wish is that together we create life-changing wishes to children with critical illnesses that are aged between 3 to 17 years old.
So are there any recent examples of your work which has helped children facing or even overcoming the illness through your program?
Yes. Perhaps at this time I'd love to also share some examples of our work, and there are several types of major wishes that we categorize. For example, some wishes are to go, hence a travel wish, to meet, for example, a celebrity, to have, and also to give. On the example of going to a place for a wish, we used to, pre-COVID times, we used to do a lot of travel wishes, for example, to Disneyland in Shanghai or in Tokyo. And also we've had wishes of visiting the White House, as well as the Parliament House, as well as different government institutions, and also lots of wishes on traveling, for example, to meet our football stars. For example, we've met Ronaldo actually a few times, our wish children. So these are all examples of our work with children with critical illnesses. One particular wish for me that stands out is, as I mentioned just now, one category of our wish is to give. What that means is that as part of our mission statement, each child is given once in a lifetime opportunity. Hence, it is once in a lifetime. And I think it's always very endearing and very sweet of a child when they have such one in a lifetime opportunity to not use it for themselves, but to use it to give to other people or to bless other people. And one such wish is that I remember a girl called Pansy. She was a 14-year-old girl at the time, diagnosed with leukemia, and she came to us at Make-A-Wish Hong Kong and wanted to really help fundraise for children with the same disease, with leukemia, in mainland China. After having met this girl and then talked to her, we also noticed that she's a bit of a shy type of reserved girl, but at the same time very with full of passion and really, wanting to grow her own business and also start her own career in the commercial world. So we're thinking about, as I mentioned, part of our mission is to be life-changing in this wish. So we put all of it together and thought of how we could make it a life-changing wish for her. At the end of the day, what we did was we partnered with one of our key partners, which was CLP. And what we did was through Pansy, she also likes to do a lot of handcraft work. So she likes to make bracelets. So what we did was partnering with CLP and their senior executives. We actually made around 2,000 hand bracelets that were hand knit by Pansy, but they were actually done together with senior executives of CLP. And through that process of doing this together with a CLP senior executive, Pansy was given a unique opportunity to dialogue with senior executives of CLP to get a glimpse of the commercial world and what that career or that life could look like for her in the future. At the end of the day, I think I was very proud of her because she fundraised close to $50,000 for children in mainland with the same disease. And so, but as I always say, every wish is very unique and every child is unique. But the one category wish that's always very special to me is the to give wish. And I use Pansy's wish as something that is a beautiful example of that.
So around how many children have been benefited from the foundation throughout the years?
Right. Actually, across the world, we have over 50 offices around the world globally. And up to now, we have actually served over 500,000 children around the world with what we do.
This year marked the 25th anniversary of the Hong Kong HKSAR, and your organization was registered in 1998, right after the handover. So are there any constraints in running an NGO in Hong Kong? Are there any interferences from government departments at all?
Yeah, actually, I think in terms of normal operations and engagement with donors and corporate partners, we've seen actually that still there's very much a lot of service needs, and being able to access those that the children and also hospitals has definitely not been something that's been hindered under the new after the NSL, and also with the reform of the elections in Hong Kong. We've actually seen very normal operations, to be honest, very normal operations with our fundraisers, and also very normal operations with our corporate partners. We do actually see hopefully more opportunities as we enter the 25th anniversary, where we've actually been able to engage more with different community partners as well. And so I think with the new season in Hong Kong, we remain optimistic that we're able to continue to grow our services as an NGO and to help more people in Hong Kong.
We have seen some Western media claiming that Hong Kong is no longer Hong Kong after the national security law. And we know there are already numerous international NGOs in Hong Kong. And can you share your observations? And do you have any advice to the international NGO community?
Yeah, I personally, I want to assure the international community that, to be honest, all of the NGOs that I know of, at least, that are very much have been under normal operations. In fact, I think they've been able to, because after national security law, they're now able to do more fundraising events physically and safely. And this has actually helped them in the fundraising sense, because I think during 2019, when there was the protest, to be honest, a lot of fundraising activities were hampered. And there were also instances where we were not able to access those that we needed to help. And I think, with national security law, this has definitely allowed us to continue normal operations, allow us to help those that we need to and access them and travel to them, and then also to be able to resume our normal fundraising activities. So I think with national security law, this has definitely given us actually a lot more stability, a lot more ability to operate normally. And also I think as an organization, we actually are very confident in Hong Kong and in the region. So actually in the last few years, as part of the foundation work, we've also extended services around Southeast Asia, but also we've extended offices in mainland, where we now also have 2 offices in Beijing and in Shanghai.
Hi, finally, can NGOs in Hong Kong criticize the government at all?
I think, to be fair on this question, I've seen that after national security law, and I'm involved with some NGOs are for low-income families and also for housing. To be honest, from my observations, it's actually, a lot of our NGOs involved in these areas have actually been more vocal in proposing ideas, more vocal in identifying the gaps in our society of social needs. And in fact, I think that's actually allowed the government to hear more clearly about the needs of NGOs. And actually, in the last 2 years, under COVID, the government has actually done a number of measures. I think, one could easily criticize the effectiveness in the use of funds, but that being aside, there's no doubt that actually the amount of funding that's gone in to NGOs in Hong Kong and in supporting low-income families actually is at an all-time high. And really that has really helped a lot of people of great needs in Hong Kong. So I definitely think that, it's important to look at what are the merits and what has actually been the track record. And I think since 2019, in these few years, we've seen a lot of changes. But at the same time, I think those changes I've just highlighted are actually positive changes. And I think through this sharing, I hope that more of us would agree that they are positive changes for Hong Kong.
Thank you very much, Kevin. That's the end of today's Friday conversation. If you like our program, please share, subscribe, and like our Friday Everyday channel. I'm Henry Ho. See you next time.